is nobody does it alone. In all of those stories, no recovery journey. People try at various stages. Various people will lock themselves away in apartments with tins of soup and DVDs, and inevitably things go wrong. Recovery for me has three kinds of meanings. There's a personal journey of change and growth. There's a social thing that's about recognition and interpersonal change and growth. And then there's the third level, which in some ways is the most interesting thing, which is recovery as a kind of social movement for change, almost akin to gay rights, as a kind of equality movement that's about championing something that I think has had a stigmatized status and people are still incredulous of. But I think there's increasing recognition. And in my office, I have a proclamation, a recovery proclamation signed by Barack Obama, who issued a couple of recovery proclamations asserting the importance of recovery. And it seems to me that one of the things I'm involved in just now is something called the Recovery Cities Initiative, where along with Ghent in Belgium and Gothenburg in Sweden, Doncaster, which is the city next to Sheffield, is pushing for this notion of recovery as the driving force for social justice, so that recovery isn't an end in itself, but a mechanism for improving civic participation, for increasing social justice, for challenging some of those narrow, stigmatizing, excluding approaches and views to life. When people start recovery journeys, typically because they are sick of the life and the lifestyle, and then a trigger event occurs that makes them decide they're going to initiate that process. But what keeps people down that road is other people moving away from using networks and moving into networks that are supportive of change. And a lot of my work has been around both how people change their networks and how through changing their networks they change their identity, how they see themselves, how they present themselves. But to some extent that process is scaffolded by societal responses, so that if society effectively bars them, stops people getting good jobs, good houses, college courses, then there are limits to what is possible. And so something that we know from people trying to get back in after a life of crime is there's this three-part process. One is the personal change, the second is the social change and acceptance, and the third is the societal reintegration and reabsorption. And that all three of those things effectively can create a virtuous circle.
Go to KillibyCenter.com, Radical Recovery Summit, for access to the interviews. You can watch them free online for 48 hours after they air, or you could purchase an all-access pass. KillibyCenter.com.